Yo, have you guys seen this video of the Lucid Motors CEO test driving one of the Lucid Air vehicles? So I'll play that in just a second, but before I do that, let's just take a quick look at the price. Now, the market is closed right now when I'm filming this. It just started off the weekend, and here we can see the price is at $26.88 right now. So obviously when the market opens again, stuff goes on in the week is going to change, but I just want to keep this here just in terms of reference. And let's just take a look and let's just go through this video really quick. Now, I'm not going to play the entire thing, but I just kind of want to give just my own thoughts and opinions on this video because if you have CCIV, it's one of those things where people will think like this is the most amazing thing ever. But then there's the complete opposite side where people who aren't in CCIV might think this is not worth it, or even people who have it but they have some doubts might have some things to reconsider too. But again, this video, remember, this is not financial advice. This is just entertainment purposes only. And let's just play this video really quick. Now, I'm not going to play the sound because obviously there's like music and stuff. But pretty much it's short, little 4-minute video. And he's test driving the car. He goes in the car. It's pretty simple. And I mean, I can skip through it just to save some time. But there's not much really going on besides just the CEO talking about, his experience, and he's sort of just like test driving the car, seeing if there's anything to fix and whatnot. And throughout this whole car drive, I mean, there's really not much besides like he does critique one thing about the car that they could improve on the software. But again, this is still technically in production, and they're still testing out some tweaks and whatnot. But let's just look at inside right now. So like let me tell all these captions. Inside, I mean, it looks pretty solid. We got this little tablet, or like people like to call everything tablets, iPads, but yeah, a little tablet right here. This dashboard, and you can see here the inside. It looks pretty clean, standard, but I mean, it looks like a general car. Not too crazy, not too different, I'd say, from standard design. I have seen some other companies that are currently building other luxury cars that have a crazy inside. I think I made a video before. I have to double check the company name and bring it up, but here you can see pretty standard. And then I haven't seen Lucid cars in person yet, so obviously if you've been to like a sort of like a showing, or you've been to like a tech conference and you've seen it, then technically you can comment on it in terms of like the design. I can't really see. It looks like the sunroof. I can't tell if that's like what is that? If that's like actually see through. I can't really see right now because it looks like it's glaring off something. It's hard to tell with this angle, but I mean you can see pretty standard design here. And then obviously these car seats, look nice and clean. And then pretty much he has all these GoPros set up for like recording. And then I mean, pretty much the entire video he's just driving through pretty much the car, and there's not really much I'd say besides just literally the car driving. Now here's a little nice design. Now in terms of this design, right? It looks just like I say like a regular type car to me. If they put, you could probably put any car's logo on here and it probably will look quite similar. So like let me bring up a pitch really quick. And I don't know why this just made me think about this brand. So I looked up a black Honda Accord, and I don't know what this was, a 2021 right here. And I mean all the years look pretty similar, but like look at this design right here, right? And just pretend this logo is not here, and then I go back to the Lucid. If there was a Honda Accord logo right here, would you be able to tell the difference? Obviously, they have these like lights, and like this little front part is a little different. But I mean, like, I don't know, about from looking like this. I mean, maybe I can find like a better picture. Probably it's not the best. But I mean, in terms of like the look for a supposedly an EV luxury competing with the top brands car, I would say it looks quite similar to like just a black sedan. And for some reason, I don't know why Honda came up, and you can even see like this part. If this logo wasn't there, like tell me that doesn't look quite similar. Obviously, it's not exactly the same design, but just trying to give some critiques, because obviously everyone's gonna say, "Oh, this is amazing stuff," but just hear me out, right? Doesn't that look like just a regular type car to me? Again, I'm just giving my comments, and this is their first version. Obviously, if you check out their presentation, there's definitely they have different designs that they're building too. But that's just one thing I just want to make a quick comment on, because I don't know why I just like, hey, this looks like a similar car that I've seen before, right? And then here he's just talking about just stuff going on with this drive, how he likes it and everything. And then here you can just see it's what it looks like driving around. So in terms of this video, feel free to check it out if you haven't seen it already. And yeah, he just talks about some critiques that he wants to potentially improve and all that. And then I mean, if we continue this, it's just still him. But he pulls up, and like the near the ending, here he sort of like accelerates right here, but like there's not much to get, I'd say, from this video besides just seeing him drive the car around. So I mean, it's cool, I guess, for like promotion marketing, but the stuff that I'm really interested in seeing and that would make me, consider dropping a big investment into this would be one to see the actual claims that they make. So let me skip it near the end, right? Because this is literally the whole video, just driving around, and then like near this end, he ends it off like right here. Oh, yeah, so like right there. Now let me just see if I can play this music.
Thank you. Well, it's pre-production now. Almost there. Yeah. It's one of our. It's just come out of the factory last week from Arizona. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. It's my baby. It's got 1,000 horsepower. 500-mile range.
All right, so you hear
500-mile range.
so you hear that he said 1,000 horsepower with 500-mile range. So again, that was the big claim that they stated, that they are supposedly doing better than Tesla, let alone the other EV competitors out there. And so far they've yet to showcase that, right? So like in general, let me look at this from like a good standpoint, a positive outlook. The CEO drove this car around. We can see visibly what it supposedly is going to look like. Maybe they fine tweak some stuff here and there, but it seems like this is probably going to get something closest to the production design. So from that perspective, I mean, we just play like, I guess, like a good view from that perspective. It seems like that's something to give people who are invested in here some confidence, I'd say. Now let's look at some of the critiques. Right now, again, these aren't just trying to talk down or anything. These are just things I'm openly giving my opinion on, and definitely feel free to comment down below what you think or whether or not you disagree about what I say. But for this, right, it's EV, and the CEO, you can see at the end, he states 500 miles range plus 1,000 horsepower, assuming what you get the the best model, right? But obviously lower models, less range, less horsepower. But let's just assume that this is the top tier one. I think they need to release a video of them driving the 500 plus mile range, right? That's definitely something they have to do. Or two, they show off the speed, the acceleration, because I've seen from previous videos they have like the prototype, and this was a few years back, where people are like at a conference and they're test driving the speed, and like the Lucid prototype was like super fast, but that's not a production vehicle, that's a prototype, right? So like unless they showcase that, which I'm hoping they do in the next few months, once things start to get better with production, then that would give a much more bullish sign on it, and then potentially we would see this price translate over in that, right? Because right now it's looking like people are not sure. They're like on the fence. This whole run up, there's people holding the bag all the way from here pretty much and up. They're just holding the bag, hoping that CCIV, aka Lucid Motors, performs. But if they don't, that's not going to be looking good for them. But that's just one of the critiques. Again, is they have to drive the 500-mile range and showcase the horsepower that this car has. But and the other thing is too is the self-driving. I don't think they're even nowhere near Tesla's capabilities of that. So that's something definitely that people can't really say that they have the upper hand on, because Teslas already have so much data points in terms of the self-driving, and like their cars have so much knowledge versus Lucid doesn't. They've never even been out there regarding the self-driving aspect. So that's something completely out of the picture for comparison. But just overall, on a car that looks kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, doesn't it look kind of like a Honda? Like, look at this. Come here. Tell me that don't look the same, right? With the take the logo out, and then you go here. So like, in terms of that comparison, I'm not too impressed, because the reason why I say that is because this car is not cheap, right? If this car was like a 30-40K car, yeah, I could say that's fine. It looks similar, but the starting point is at like 69, basically 70K and upwards of six figures for a car that looks quite similar to a super well-known cheaper car, Honda. So that's something I would say I just have to see the other aspects in terms of the EV, and also the things that they state in their presentation deck that make this car worth the price, right? Because if not, then if like BMW or Audi Ford or some other company makes a much cooler looking car that doesn't look the same as something like we've already seen, and it has similar specs, then I don't see how they could compete, right? Because for Teslas, for instance, they look completely different. But those are just my own opinions and my own thoughts. If you love CCIV Lucid Motors, feel free to let me know. But if there are any cons, definitely I would love to hear them, because I feel like a lot of people are just seeing it, saying it's super bullish, but they're not really critiquing a company, which you definitely should be considering, especially if you have money invested into this company and hoping for the future of it. Hopefully they do super well. That's what I want. But again, we have to see them perform before you can make those comments. But aside from that, if you made it this far in the video and you want to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850, then all you have to do is click the first link in the description below, sign up for an account, and as long as you deposit $100 minimum or more, you'll be able to receive 2 free stocks valued up to potentially $1,850. And aside from that, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more updates on the markets. I also post videos about cryptocurrency as well. Also, give this video a thumbs up so the algorithm can get boosted so more people can see it. Comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.